Let's play a game of Guess Who. Does it have 6 legs? Does it have 3 heads? Does it have 5 hearts? Is it Bob? The answer is probably going to be no. So look, I've seen this video footage and photographs of what people are calling aliens. And mate, I'm telling you, if I asked you to create, draw, or make an alien, this is what you would make. Probably a little bit bigger, right? Because these aliens apparently are 6 inches tall. And they're found in Chile in a place called Atacama, right? It's called the Atacama alien skeleton. You've probably seen it before, okay? Like I say, I'm late to the party on this one again, but I'm diving into this world. So if you've seen it, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to talk about it because I actually think it's crazy, right? These things are 6 inch tall, running around. These things have 10 ribs, and nobody's apparently survived with 10 ribs. No human survived with 10 ribs, okay? I would argue maybe Prince, all right? Other than him, nobody survived. Imagine the gut punch that if somebody gave you a gut punch and you only had 10 ribs, mate, you're effed, okay? Because that is a gut punch from hell. Your organs would just explode, right? Because they're right there for show, all right? No 6-pack, mate. This is like liver pack. And also, the skull apparently has got 4 skeletal bones around it. And us humans have 6. Okay, you know where it sort of opens up? This thing's got 4. And you should see, it's maximum Conehead. Right, this is from the film Conehead, right? And now I know that apparently there's places around the world where it's some sort of religion or some sort of idea that when children are born, the parents put like bands around their head. Okay, and it squeezes their head and their head sort of like cones up like that. That is a theory. These things, their skeletal structure, although they're 6 inches tall, the actual age of the skeleton itself is around 6 to 8 years old. This is mind-boggling, and I just don't understand. Like, there's one guy that has debunked it. There's one professor. His name is Gary Nolan, right? Gary Nolan is a professor at Stanford University School of Medicine. His research is in microbiology, immunology, and biocomputation and analysis of UFO artifacts, materials, and reports of UFO encounters. This guy knows nothing, mate. Well, he clearly does. But when you see this alien, you'll be like, Gary, mate, are you sure? Are you having a few too many drinks? Can you just look at it again?
This is what we call the Atacama humanoid. First of all, I don't know what it is. Every scientist...
Look at the head!
Scientist has looked at it and says, oh my God, it looks like an alien.
Yeah.
I just got a report from Chile last night that multiple of these small creatures have been seen live and living in these foothills of the Andes in the Atacama region.
Alive! Flapping around, mate, playing football or something, little mini football, like Sabutio.
We really have a phenomenon of something that is a creature not described in the medical literature or not described in the scientific literature anywhere. It has 10 ribs. No human has ever lived with 10 ribs. It has 4 skull bones rather than the 6 major ones we have. This is 6 inches tall.
6 inches tall? Like, what's 6 inches? That's like that, isn't it? Right. 6 inches tall!
The Atacama skeleton was found in this area of Chile. Now, this is an area that the native peoples had reported seeing small people, which they call the Gentiles.
Look at its mouth! It's straight from Venom, mate.
Interesting term they use for them.
They call them what? Gentiles.
Which they call the Gentiles. It's an interesting term they use for them. For centuries and perhaps millennia. If you put up the Lockman report, Dr. Ralph Lockman at Stanford University, who's the #1 expert in the world on skeletal dysplasias, which means skeletal abnormalities and genetic syndromes, we went to Barcelona where this little being is stored. We took exact x-rays that he requested from Stanford. He looked at it and he said, well, first of all, there is no form of dwarfism or genetic defect that explains everything it's seen in this being. It has 10 ribs. No human has ever lived with 10 ribs. What he didn't notice, but I will point it out to you, it has 4 skull bones, rather than the 6 major ones we have.
He didn't notice. He didn't notice. They've literally flown him over to investigate this thing, right? And he didn't notice that the head had 4 bones.
The epiphyseal plates, if you look at the x-ray, which is the growth plates. You know when you have, the growth plates in a kid?
This is what I'm talking about, mate. This is what I heard.
And they hurt their leg. The growth plates and the bone density is that of a 6 to 8-year-old.
So basically what they're saying is, if it was like a fetus, right, which would explain the height of the thing, how can you explain it being 6 to 8 years old,
Call me crazy, but I'm just a doctor. But I can tell you, I've taken care of a lot of children that are 6 and 8-year-olds. I've never seen one 6 inches tall. This is 6 inches,
Look at
13
it!
centimeters.
Look at that, man. I'm sorry I keep on pausing it, but look at that. Look at the state of you.
What 6 to 8-year-old can live to be only 6 inches tall?
And not just one, loads of them apparently.
Number one. Number two, how did it live? It was found in the driest place on earth, the Atacama Desert in Chile, northern Chile. It is estimated to be in many decades and probably hundreds of years old. There was no neonatal intensive care unit in Chile at that time. There may not be now. And even at the best neonatal intensive care unit in the world today, you could not keep this person, for lack of a better word, alive. So the question becomes, what is it? The DNA was handed off.
Is it an alien, mate? Leave your comments below. Is that an alien?
Along with these images to Stanford and to Dr. Nolan.
Dr. Nolan! Gary Nolan! Look! This is him who debunked it.
October of 2012. And then it seems everything fell apart. Now, you can read these for yourself, where he's basically saying that the chances this is a spontaneous chance mutation are infinitesimally small. And we had discussions where he said, essentially, we don't know what this is, but the chances it could be a mutation from just a singular event in a human embryo are infinitesimal. 1 month later, a $3.2 million grant award, the Teal Award, was granted to Nolan and his lab from the Department of Defense. By the time he began to start running the genetic tests and workups, it seems that he had been told by someone to say it was a deformed human.
No way. No. Are they saying that he got paid off? Mate, no way, man.
And that's what you will read in the New York Times and on CNN and the BBC that came out in March. What you find is that there is an orchestration of a release of information mixed with disinformation coming from what the CIA official calls the Rat Pack that's been running scams on the public for decades. It's very worrisome. And it also means that we are going to have to do this through the alternative media. The interests for secrecy are really fall into 3 broad areas. The biggest became the technological and scientific end of this. Once we retrieved, back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, several of these extraterrestrial vehicles.
There you go, mate. They're saying they actually retrieved them. He's saying it then. And this video is like 3 years old and it's all coming out and about now. It's all coming out in the news. Mate, like, is... Okay. Okay, now. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because he said it himself. There's so many false information out there. It is literally like flipping the coin. Is it? Is it not? Is it? Are aliens real? Are UFOs real? Like, what is going on, man? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I have to stop the video there because they started getting into all sort of like weapons and things like that. But it's crazy, man. It's funny because this must be TikTok must have been taking loads of clips from this because I've seen the information and things like that in little sporadic parts. People have been atting me and DMing me and emailing me and stuff. So it's like, it's crazy. But I didn't know about the Nolan thing, the Gary Nolan thing. Is that just hearsay? Did he get a grant? You know, a large amount of money? You know, he's obviously going to say that, isn't he? He's obviously going to say that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.